I know it looks crooked, but it's not. It's just the way that my camera is set up right now, so sorry about that. Hi everybody. So how is the Lionsgate portal energy that came through on August 8th? It's now August 23rd today as I film this. I'm just wondering how new the energy is for you guys, and how do you guys feel? What's been happening? I know that for me and for a lot of people around me, there has been a lot of chaos, and I mean a lot of chaos. I have some people going through divorce, friends separating from friendships from a long time, new ways of looking at things, a lot of conditioned thoughts are coming up, and even thoughts that I didn't know were conditioned. It's pretty wild. I'm just going to say the energy is wild, and I know that everything is kind of up in turmoil for a lot of people. I'm asking you right now, just relax a little bit and take a breath. Spirit really, really needs us to remember to breathe. Breathing is very important. Meditating is very important. Water is very important. We all know how high water vibrates. We all know we're 70% water, so you know how much we could vibrate with the more water we drink. So yeah, Spirit has these things, and I'll always stay heart-centered right now because there's so much chaos. There's so much new energy that it's hard to figure out how to move through it, because we've been conditioned to move through energy in certain ways. This is brand new energy, and so as we use our conditioned ways of moving and thinking and being through this new energy, it's not quite working very well. So there's chaos that comes out of it because our thoughts, our mind, our thought process, our just the way we are, it's like, this doesn't feel right, this doesn't seem correct, you know. It doesn't feel right because this isn't how it normally is. This is not, well, it's true, but it's because it's not how it normally is. The energy is completely different, and you are supposed to throw out everything you know about everything, what you've learned in the education system and religion, what your parents have taught you, love. Everything kind of needs to not necessarily go out the window, but it needs to be opened up wider and built upon. What you have, it was a tiny, tiny, tiny foundation maybe of thought, and then, you know, other people's thoughts were put on top of that. So we need to clear everything away, everything that was told you by somebody else, and you need to ask yourself what works for you and what doesn't. And you need to do it with your heart centered properly, because when your heart is centered, you're going to do the highest, most good for you and for everybody around you, and you're not going to want to wallow in the lower vibrational energies. So for example, what I mean by new thought and conditions coming up and challenging you right now. So let's just say you're happily married, and you've been happily married, and you're so happy with your home life and your family, and everything's so good. And then, you know, somebody comes over and you start having these feelings for that somebody or something like that, and you're like, well, how on earth, or why would I start thinking about this other person when I'm perfectly happy? You know, aren't we supposed to be perfectly happy? And, you know, if I'm getting everything I need, everything that I want, why would I want to look elsewhere? Why would I even have that feeling? Shouldn't I have evolved past this by now? Well, maybe that is a conditioned way of thinking. Maybe this new person is just holding an energy, therefore you're having these certain thoughts, and it's only because of an energy that they may hold for you, that Spirit said, hey, you have a contract. Just for a minute, you're holding an energy for a certain person, and maybe I'm holding one for that person and that person's holding one for me, not necessarily me, but what if that's the case? And you don't have to act upon it, you don't have to, and but maybe you speak aloud exactly what's going on. Say, I'm not understanding, but I feel like maybe this person might be holding energy for me, so I say it's okay, but I want to be honest and I want to be open to this new way of love, and I want to be open to energetically, you don't even have to say anything, but energetically exchanging the energy that's being held, but also being there for the ones that you love, and for the vows that you so choose to stick by, if that's what you want. I mean, everybody to each their own. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying maybe you can open up new ways of thinking, and your perceptions just might become broadened to new possibilities. I just feel like there's a lot of things going on. So I know some people that are going through breakups and hard times, and I think it's just because there's a lot of new energy, and we just aren't, and some of us, we just weren't prepared to work in it and work through it. We all work with energy every single day, and that might just be the case. So I'm getting a lot of information too on what this new energy is doing. We have been pulling up our old karmic cycles and our old lessons and things that we just need to get rid of. And I suggest, if you don't want to keep going through the same old cycles, do something completely different. React to whatever situation you are in completely different than you have ever reacted before, and with love. So if normally you let things slide, or normally you get really angry and you throw a fit about something, or you have to be right, or whatever the case is, don't do that. Do something else. Shock yourself. Shock somebody else that is around you that knows you, and do something out of love towards the situation that can completely change it. That will break the karmic cycle. That will move you past that, and it will raise your vibration. You will move so fast when you're moving forward. You will ascend so fast by doing this. I promise you. Keeping your heart center. Meditate. Meditate. It doesn't have to be hard. 5 or 10 minutes a day. Just start. Because pretty soon, with the energy the way it is, if you meditate for 5 or 10 minutes a day, within a few months, you are going to be like a pro. You're going to be doing it for an hour a day, if you want, or a few times a day, because it's just a place where feels right, because it's where you are. And just put your focus on yourself. It's kind of hard. Sometimes your mind wanders, but all you have to do just is remember to focus maybe on your breathing. Count your breaths. And you can do that for 5 minutes. And if your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the counts. But count your breaths. Or place your hands in a certain place where you want to focus. If you want to focus on your third eye and heal maybe that area so you can work on your clairvoyance, then maybe tap it or keep your focus as you're breathing for 5 or 10 minutes just in this area, because that's making you in the now moment. Make sure your heart's centered in your gratitude and you're very happy with where you're at, because that's loving, healing energy. And by focusing on that area, you're sending loving, healing energy to that area. Your energy goes where your attention flows, or energy flows where your attention goes, I think is how that goes. So if you can just do that, just give yourself a little bit of you time. It's a little bit of self-love. You'll understand why you're going through what you're going through. I kind of feel like in the tarot, the Tower card, it's kind of a scary card, but it's also one of those cards that when you look back on the card, like say you got it a year ago, and you're like, I'm so glad that horrible thing happened because it taught me this, and I was able to wipe this clean and move forward and ascend and get all that negativity out of my life, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like the energy now. It's like the Tower card is going on. A lot of chaos, a lot of things falling. All the unstable foundations are falling away right now. So it's time that you are able to be truthful and honest with yourself, know yourself, and build foundations off of that. Build your conditions out of your heart, not because somebody told you to, because that's what it's all about. I love you so much, my friends, my gods and goddesses. You guys are amazing. All my new subscribers, I'm so thankful for you. I love you. So much light, so much love.